This is an audio recording of an article written by Maureen Bourne from The Shining Path Hypnotherapy. You can go to www.theshiningpathhypnotherapy.com for more information. This article was written on December 2nd, 2022. Ways to get through the winter. The sky is low, the clouds are mean. Emily Dickinson. We are governed by circadian rhythms, our body's natural clock that helps regulate important functions including sleep, wake cycles, and mood. When there is a lack of sunlight and warmth in the months of December and January, we can find ourselves slipping into dark moods. There is a part of our primitive, more animal selves that sees the winter as a time of food scarcity and harsh weather, making it only natural to want to stay home, sleep in, and keep warm under a duvet for self-preservation. After all, that is what early humans would have done, and it's what I see my cats at home doing. But our modern world doesn't keep with the natural cycle. We have electrical lights, central heating, food always available, and things that need to get done. We may find an inner struggle with our instinct to retreat into the comfort of home and the demands of modern life. It may be hard to find motivation in the shorter days and longer nights, and this lack of motivation can become a great frustration that will lead us into a spiral of negativity. I wonder, what can we learn from earlier civilizations about getting through the dark winter months? A few years ago, there was a great interest in the Danish and Norwegian concept of hygge. According to the Scandinavian Standard Online, hygge is about coziness and surrounding yourselves with the things that make life good, like friendship, laughter, and security, as well as more concrete things like warmth, light, seasonal food, and drink. I find that idea of getting warmth through coziness, laughter, and friendship a delight. If there was a place to look for inspiration to get through the dark, cold winter, I believe Scandinavia is a great place to look. These days, we tend to look toward the science of things. Scientists now know that the neurotransmitters like serotonin, oxytocin, and dopamine are what gives us good, happy feelings. In the winter, a lack of sunlight can affect our production of serotonin. This can be referred to as SAD, SAD, Seasonal Affective Disorder. It can be a hard sludge to get through the short days of winter and find ways of creating those important neurotransmitters. Serotonin helps regulate mood and is often called the body's natural feel-good chemical, giving you an overall sense of well-being. Sunlight and vitamin D boost serotonin levels, so getting out into whatever sunlight you can during the shorter days is a great way to boost your mood. Deep breathing and movements like exercise or yoga also increase our levels of serotonin. Oxytocin is known as the love or cuddle hormone. It's important for bonding with others, and it inhibits the release of cortisol, a strong stress hormone. Oxytocin is good for your immune system as well. Hugs, helping others, healthy relationships, and even playing with dogs are ways to increase oxytocin. Dopamine is part of our rewards pathway. It boosts moods, motivation, and attention. It's an I want to feel good neurotransmitter. You will recognize it as that absent-minded action of picking up your phone to scroll social media just after you put it down. Dopamine is more about the anticipation of the reward rather than the reward itself. The idea of eating a third mince pie is more thrilling than when you actually eat it. You could instead grab some nuts and seeds to increase your magnesium and tyrosine. Or you can boost your dopamine in other healthy ways, like finishing a task, practicing self-care, and celebrating small wins. The ancient Irish Celts celebrated Yule on the winter solstice. They would light fires, tell stories, have a grand feast, and stay up to watch the sunrise, all to rejoice in life, rebirth, and the coming year. They would tell the story of the victorious Oak King, who ruled the light part of the year, over the now dead Holly King, who ruled the dark. It was simple, yet to the Celts it was a magnificent and highly important celebration. Newgrange in County Meath, Ireland, is a prehistoric tomb that predates the Pyramid of Giza by 500 years and Stonehenge by 1,000 years. On December 21st, the shortest day, just after sunrise, a beam of light enters the tomb through a complex roof box. It lights up the inner passage for just under 20 minutes, showing the passing of the sun. It is a marvel of early astronomy. The first light enters about 4 minutes after sunrise, but calculations based on the precession of the Earth shows that 5,000 years ago, first light would have entered exactly at sunrise. The precision and care and effort put into Newgrange, I think, shows how fundamental the recognition of the return of the sun's light was to the ancient Celts. In Iran, on December 21st, families come together to eat, play games, tell stories, and stay up until sunrise to celebrate Yalda night. Yalda translates to birth. Families celebrate the rebirth of the sun, and the hope of the coming warmth and light the sun brings, emphasizing life's victory. Yalda predates Islam, and in much the same way, for 8,000 years, the celebration continues. People play games like chess and backgammon, and maybe do some fortune-telling. They eat dried fruits, nuts, fresh fruits, like persimmons and pomegranates. For this celebration, pomegranates are especially important. They're believed to symbolize birth, renewal, and the cycle of life. It's explained as the hard outer cover is the birth, while the bright red and delicious seeds inside are the glow of life. The symbolic food, the people coming together, and the positive recognition of the returning of light creates an atmosphere of warmth, kindness, love, and happiness on the Yalda night. I can see how rituals and great celebrations were of importance to early civilization, but most importantly how these activities would boost their good feelings and create connections between people, bringing hope to their dark days, being with loved ones, expressing gratitude, having positive thoughts, completing tasks, and recognizing the inevitable return of the light and warmth of the sun. I see this as something we can all tap into and enjoy. There are many suggestions in magazines and online of how to beat the winter blues, eat healthy, exercise, light box, etc. I wrote this because I wanted to see what those who came before did to get through the winter. In a way, it's similar to what science and psychologists suggest in those magazines and online. It seems to me coziness, laughter, kindness, friendship, light, and seasonal food is top of the list for many. When you're surrounding yourself with things that make life good, you'll be more motivated to get out for a daily walk, do gentle yoga, not drink too much alcohol, finish tasks, write in a journal, meditate every other day, etc., etc. I would like to remind all of us that life and the battle between dark and light is a cycle with up and down. Downtime is necessary. Our primitive parts of our brain try to protect us and react to the dark, cold winter months by slowing down our neuroactivity as a way of survival to ensure we make it through the darkness to those warmer, brighter days. I believe we can be gentle with ourselves this time of year. If you're struggling with feelings of sadness and anxiety, know that you are not your thoughts. Those feelings are temporary. So why not try to find the hygge, around you. Celebrate the birth, rebirth of the sun, and know the sun will triumph over the darkness, and light will advance. Like those who celebrated over the last 8,000 years, find your way to see life's victory.